do, oh my God, that was my flowers, wasn't it? Did I just kick my flowers? Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today I want to show you how to do a headstand. I love headstands. I think they are absolutely amazing for many different reasons. One of the best warm-ups that I know is just to get in a headstand and hold it, because it really engages all of your muscles. And a lot of times if I have a limited time to warm up before training or a show or whatever, I'll just get in a headstand and hold it. They're also really good for strengthening your neck and your shoulders. This is a great way to build strength at home. Headstands are also a great way to cheat if you are interested in contortion but you're not quite to the forearm stand yet. This is a great way to have that same effect and show off your legs and show off some splits in the air, walking, waves, splits. And audiences love it. Audiences are like, wow, she's on her head. It's just a super useful move. So today we're gonna learn a couple of different versions. I'm gonna show you the basic one. I'm gonna show you how to get started if you've never ever done a headstand before. And then I'll show some more advanced variations that you can add in as you feel more comfortable. So let's get started by warming up our necks. This is super important because you are gonna have a lot of strain on your neck and you wanna make sure that it's warm and it's ready to take your weight. So first you're just gonna do a big head roll. Try to keep your shoulders still while your head goes around. And switch it back the other way. You can do this a couple of times. Just keep going until your neck feels nice and warm and mobile. You can also reach across your head, grab your ear, and then gently let the weight of your arm bring your head over the side and pull it down. Don't try to muscle it down, but just let the weight of your arm pull it over. That's all you need. And you can switch it out. Make sure that you are pressing your shoulder down as you do this. So you press your shoulder away from your ear. You can also flex your hand on the bottom, and that's going to give it even more of a stretch. And finally, interlace your fingers, put them behind your head, and let your head just fall forward with the weight of your arms. Try to make sure your back is staying nice and straight and you're just bending your head forward. You can also do some shoulder rolls. These are nice for a warm-up for a headstand. And reverse them the other way. Nice big shoulder rolls. Get on your mat or carpet or whatever you have that's slightly soft. And first we're just going to practice how to set up a headstand. There's two ways to set up. I think for beginners, I find this way easier. This is the triangle version where your hands and forearms are forming a triangle and your head is at the top of the triangle. So all you do is put your elbows down on the mat about shoulder width apart, interlace your fingers and put them together at the top of the triangle, and then you're going to lift your hips as you put your head into your hands. I really pull against my head with my hands in this position. So I'm really just engaging my arms as much as possible. If you want to just practice like this for a bit, you can always tuck your toes, come into a triangle, and then walk your toes as far as you can towards your head and your elbows. You should feel the weight start to shift into your head and your upper body and away from your feet so that you can almost pick up your little feet. That's a great way to practice if you're not quite ready for the full thing yet. The other setup for a headstand is to have your palms flat on the ground. So again, you're going to put your palms about shoulder width apart. Make sure that your fingers are pointing forward. And then your head is again going to be the top of the triangle. And push up. This is a little bit more strength in your arms. So you're going to need to press against the ground with your arms. And again, try to find the point where you can lift up your little toes and put them back down. The next step is to do basically the same thing against the wall.
Hello, it's future me looking at my shots as I edit this and realizing that I have the most awkward angle on my camera that I've ever had for this next shot. So please enjoy an angle that will make you feel slightly drunk and very off balance, but I've already filmed this and it's too late now, so enjoy.
The best way to start learning your headstand is to do it against a wall, because that way you can feel what is straight up and down. Sometimes the fear of falling over the wrong way will stop you from going straight up, and with the wall, you don't have to worry about that unless you have a really interesting wall. So to start against the wall, you're going to pick whichever formation of your hands you want to do. I'm going to do this one for now. And you're going to get really, really close to the wall. Not quite touching the wall because you do have to bring your hips slightly behind you as you go up, but very close to the wall. I would say maybe 1 hand length away from the wall. Set it up, put your head on, walk your feet as close as possible. And for the very beginner level, I'm going to say open your feet up wide in a nice second position if you're a dancer. Nice wide feet are going to help you get your feet a little bit closer to your elbows, and you have a little bit less to do to start lifting them off the floor. That's the first headstand that I learned. Then I'm going to just lift up. And again, because the wall's there, if I start to go over, I can just feel where it is and get my confidence back. You can also try resting against the wall just to build up your strength, and then come back. And I'm going to lower it down. If you want to make it a little bit more challenging for your abs, you can bring your feet together and keep your legs together as you come up. If you're too close to the wall, it is going to stop you going up, because if I start touching the wall like this, I can't use my hips behind me to lift up my feet, so I really can't get off the ground. I do need that little extra 2 inches or slightly more to get my hips slightly behind me, and then I can lift up. A great workout here is to let your hips rest against the wall. Where is it? There it is. And then just bring your legs down and up. Really good for your abs. When you've done all of this against the wall, you can start to move it away from the wall. If you do overbalance, I know it feels scary because it feels like you're going to fall like a tree like this and slam yourself, but your body's going to save you. Just be prepared to tuck. As long as you tuck and bring yourself into a little ball like this, you're going to be fine. You're just going to roll like a little kid doing a somersault. So don't be scared to overbalance the wrong way. I think I have enough room. This is famous last words, but I think I have enough room to show you what happens if you start to fall. Or if not, I'm going to plow into my bookshelf and you're going to see a disaster. So if I'm here and I start to overbalance and fall, I'm just going to roll out like that. The easiest way to start doing your headstand without the wall is from the second position straddle up version, because when your legs are wider in that straddle, it's easier to balance. Again, I'm going to open my feet as wide as possible, and then I'm going to use my abs to lift my hips on top of my spine, and I'm in my straddle headstand. When I start to feel more comfortable, I can lift both legs up to the top, and I'm in my full headstand. Remember that your full headstand position is probably slightly farther back than you think it is. A lot of people tend to do this and think that they're straight up and down, and it does feel like you're straight up and down there, but actually it's farther back. And again, don't forget to point your toes. To come down, open your legs with control, and bring them back to where they started. And that's the easiest version in the center of the floor. If you want to go a little bit harder, especially if you want to work on ab strength, you can do the same version, but start with your feet together. So I'm just going to bring my legs up from here. This is just a little bit harder with your ab strength, but it's a great ab workout. All the way up and all the way down. This is where my abs really kick into control as I come to the ground, and I'm down. Here's some different versions you can add in to make it look super impressive and put it into choreography. My favorite one is to do a split in my headstand. So So I'm gonna start off with one leg. I like to do it with hands down for this version because it just gives you a little bit more control. And I'm just gonna lift up one leg and put it behind me. As that leg goes back, it takes the weight, and I can come up to my split. You do have to really push down that back leg more than you think. It's really easy to be in a diagonal, sort of like this. And you really gotta push down that back leg. You can also do a stag by bending both legs, bringing it back. Or you can switch legs. You can do one leg bent. That's a fun one. Little options. Or you can bring it around. I'm gonna hit something. I'm definitely gonna hit something, aren't I? Nope. Wow. That was so impressive that I avoided all the things in this room, you guys. Or you can bring it around to your straddle split and then switch it back. The more you can arch your back in this position, the better, because it looks more impressive. But that just takes time. It takes time to work out where your balance is and strength to be able to control it. So it's just a matter of practice. You're just gonna have to keep going until you build up the control and the strength to be able to do all those different versions. Finally, the best showy thing that I think is the most fun and impressive if you add it into choreography is to do waves with your legs. You've probably seen someone do this. A lot of pole dancers put this in a lot of moves. You can practice them before you do them on your head by lifting up your hips. Brace your hips with your hands underneath your back just to hold them up. And then you're gonna open your legs and you're gonna bend one knee and drop it down, and then the other. Bend one and then the other. Hello. I'm gonna start in my straddle, and then I'm going to tilt my hips slightly as I bring one knee down and then the other. The secret to these is really to let your hips tilt down with each one, because if I leave my hips in the center, it starts to get a little bit like this. So I really want to try to move my hips. Again, it's just a matter of practice, strength, and control. And because you just had a lot of pressure on your neck doing your headstands, make sure that you do your neck stretches again. Do a little cool down. Maybe roll your head out again. Maybe stretch out your arms, because this can really get into your shoulders and your back. So just make sure that you're giving yourself a little stretch so that your body can move gently out of your headstand time and into the rest of your day. I hope that you guys enjoyed doing this with me. I had fun doing this one. I really love a headstand. Please take time to subscribe to my channel. It helps me out a lot. I really appreciate it. And I've got a lot of great stuff over there, from tutorials to other stretching and conditioning videos to aerial choreography, plus a really cool community of people. So make sure that you check it out and subscribe. I do videos Wednesdays and Saturdays. Wednesdays are tutorials. Saturdays are something more like this with a broader subject of aerial related videos. And I will see you guys next time.